sometimes the hardest time to lead is when you're tired. When you're tired physically, when you're tired spiritually, when you're tired mentally, when you've poured out to so many other people, the church or your family or your team, or maybe your staff, when you're leading and you've been pouring out and it feels like you're not getting replenished. Sometimes that's the most difficult time to lead. And it may be that in this scenario, you may be saying to yourself, I'm just not enough. I don't have enough. I don't have anything left to give. And if this is you, then I need you to know this, that you're not alone, that there are so many men that feel the same way, that they're struggling with dealing with all the responsibilities and obstacles that they're facing each and every day, that they're just not sure about how to get the rest that they need. I'll never forget the first time that I really experienced rest and grace from God. When I first accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, I had decided I was going to talk to the pastor of the church. I wanted to get saved, and my wife Sarah told me that I needed to be a Christian to join the church, and I was frustrated and thought I need to go talk to this pastor and see what kind of elitist organization he's running. And so I scheduled a meeting with him, and when I went in there almost with the mentality of guns blazing, right? That I'm going to go in here and I'm going to convince him that he should just let me join because I'm a good person and all of those kind of things. And when I sit down, I didn't receive any hostility. I didn't receive any harshness. What I received was patience and hard truth. He asked me a simple question. He said, Quentin, if you died today, would you go to heaven or hell? And I tried to use the scales of justice, like I'd done more good things than bad. I had somehow had a ledger that showed that I had done so many great things in my life, forgetting all the bad that I had done. He shared with me the gospel, and that day I felt this weight lift off of me. And it was the first time that I remember experiencing unconditional love and peace. And that's a moment that shaped my life. It shaped my personal life, and it shaped the life of my family. My family has never been the same, and it changes the way that I minister today. It changed the way that I deal with issues and responsibilities even today. In fact, even as I think about making this video, I drove all over the place trying to find the right place to do it, the perfect place, because I was more concerned about perfection than I was just being present, knowing that I needed to get another video out to you men. I wanted it to be perfect. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. And so I have a couple things that I want to share with you today, and it's not going to be a long video, but hopefully it'll be something where you can take some nuggets home with you that will be helpful. The first main point is this, is that tired doesn't mean useless. Just because you're tired, just because you're wore out and you need some rest, doesn't mean that God can't use you. It doesn't mean that the role that you're playing isn't important. See, in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, Paul wrote this, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." That God has this power to strengthen us when we recognize that we're weak. See, if we can be strong in our own strength, then we don't really need the strength of God. But when we recognize, I just don't have enough, I need you, oh God, it's then that we're really strong, because his power is made perfect in our weakness. So this tiredness that you feel doesn't disqualify you. No, rather, it's an opportunity for God's grace and his strength to come through in ways that you never dreamed or imagined. In fact, I think that's often when the grace of God, the peace of God, speaks louder than any other time. If you walk in to a setting, whether you're coaching or whether you're pastoring or even in your home, if it appears that you have everything together, if everything is perfect, then perhaps, just perhaps, people can't see the grace of God on your life. We want people to see that. We want people to be encouraged by our faith. And tired, again, that doesn't mean useless. But we need to be able to do things in the power of God, not in our own power. The second point is this, that honest presence beats polished answers. That pastor that met with me was He was honest with me. He didn't hold back. He told me where I had failed. He told me where I had shortcomings. He told me the gospel of Jesus Christ, that he basically told me that I didn't have to have it all together in one day, but I could have my life changed in one moment. For a son, for a teammate or a congregation, that means that you don't have to have the slickest sermon or speech or lesson ready. You just have to be willing to trust God and allow his strategy to work for you. And the third point is this, that pastoring flows from being pastored. Leading flows from being led. Fathering flows from being fathered. You can't pour out what you haven't received. That's why you need places in your life where you can let God speak to you, to be used by others, to allow others to speak into your life. See, it looks like a time in the Word. It looks like prayer. It looks like listening to leaders in your life. In Psalm 23, it says that he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters, and he restores my soul. See, it's him. It's Jesus. He's the one that takes me places. He's the one that leads me. He's the one that restores me. Because when we remember that God meets us where we are, that we can be encouraged, even on our deepest, darkest struggles. He is there, and he is ready like a good father to meet us. So if you're leading tired today, if you're struggling today, then I have a word for you. Don't quit. Don't quit, but don't fake it. Don't fake it. If you're tired, be tired. But if you're tired, show up. Still be there. And you don't have to believe the lie that you've got to be perfect in order to be useful. That you can still be a great father, a great husband, a great coach, a great pastor, tired. If you show up, if you trust God to lead you in your weakness when you're tired, that you wouldn't try to do it all on your own. If you would trust the Lord's leading, he will meet you in that weakness. And then let his grace restore you. Let the grace of God restore you. And then give that same grace to other people. That's what the pastor did. I'm sure that the pastor that I spoke to so many years ago, I'm sure that he was tired. And he probably thought, what is this young punk doing, coming, trying to talk to me? And yet he was willing to speak the truth to me and literally change my life. That one conversation changed everything about my life. Now, he could have been tired, he could have been wore out, but he was willing to share God's grace with me, and I pray that I'm willing to share that grace with others as well, because pastoring, leading, fathering isn't about having this endless amount of strength, this endless well of strength. No, it's about tapping into the strength that God has for you and being faithful enough to show up and trust that God would lead you, even tired, and letting God's strength shine through. Listen, if this is you, if you're tired, you're not behind, you're becoming. If this video has encouraged you, then I want to ask you to leave a comment and let me know someone who has shown grace to you when you've been weak, when you've been tired, when you've been weary, who has spoken into your life, who has helped you along the way. Just let me know who that was. You don't have to give full names and locations and all those things, but let me know. Like, subscribe, share. Listen, I'm so excited about what God is doing. He is building something special here, and I'm just thankful that you're a part of it.